Hi friends, my name is Michaela and I am a mom of 2 boys. I have a 3-year-old named Zealand and then I have an 8-month-old named Dexlin. I am a boy mom and no girls, but I absolutely love it and wouldn't have it any other way. They are my everything. And so from that, I feel like I have a lot of tips and tricks that I would like to share with you guys today. So for today's video, I want to talk about exclusively pumping. Definitely not the easiest thing to do. I ended up doing it with both of my boys. This last time I really wanted to nurse. I tried and tried and tried and never really could get it. Didn't understand why. And then a little bit later on, we figured out why. So my son had a lip tie and a tongue tie, so he had to have a procedure. So because he had both of those, he just could never latch. We tried multiple different ways, and that's actually a whole story in itself. So if you would like a video of me talking about that, just comment below, because there was a lot of stuff about that was just so much information on that it would need a whole video. But because of that, I found a lot of tips and tricks that helped me along the way with exclusively pumping. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The first thing that I want to talk about is what kind of pump I used. So definitely check with your insurance company. Most of the time you do get a free one. So that is what I did. They gave me 2 different options to get. One of them was a Medela pump. I think it was the Pump and Style, and the other one was the Spectra S1, I believe. So I went with the Spectra S1 and I absolutely loved it. It is this one right here. It's a little tangly, sorry guys. But this is what it looks like. I absolutely love it. And surprisingly, this is one that does not have to be plugged into the wall the whole time for you to use it. So it has a place right here. This is where you charge it. And once it's charged, honestly, you can just carry this around with you and go. Now you do have to carry this around, so it is a little bit heavy, but I love the option of not having to be able to just stay at a wall, you know, especially because this is very time consuming. So sometimes you might need to be washing those bottles or getting out the laundry or just anything and have this. So I absolutely love this one. The functions are very easy to use. This is the power on button right here in the middle. And then this right here is the cycles that you use. And then right here is the vacuum. So kind of like the suction power. This right here is the light. And so to turn it on, this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see. And honestly, it leaves off where you last pump. So I have my cycle at 54 and vacuum at 9. But you can definitely adjust it, massage mode, like all the things. But I absolutely love this pump and could not rave about it enough. It was amazing for me. So with this pump, it does come with these guys, which I absolutely love. It did come with a bag and also this little cooler, which was perfect because I'm going to talk about this little guy later because I want to tell you exactly how I traveled when I exclusively pump. So I'll talk about this one later, but this is what it came with. These are 24 millimeter flanges, and it has the little suction thing right here. And also this, which I really love that there's not 100 pieces to this. This is what you get, and it's perfect. This holds all the way up. It says to 5, but honestly, it could hold up to 6 because of the line was like right here. So it holds up to, I would say 6, maybe 7. So I love this. Cannot rave about it enough. It's amazing. Another pump that I did have to get, well, I guess I shouldn't say I did have to, but if you are capable and you are able to, I highly recommend is a hands-free pump. Even though this one worked amazing, but it wasn't the best for when I was in the car. It wasn't the best for traveling. And sometimes I just needed to not have to hold it. You know, I just needed my hands to be free. So I actually got this one when I had my first son, who is now 3 years old, and these still work amazing. They are a little bit on the pricier side. But thankfully I did have my insurance pay for this. We had like a benefit savings card that we use. So if you have one of those, these are like the perfect thing to get, especially if towards the end of the year you're needing to use up your balance. So this is the LV. I think this is like the first generation pump. Super easy to use. Absolutely love it. Doesn't come with too many pieces. It has this little guy that holds it, the suction, the little lid, just twist on, super easy. And then you have this. So everything just fits in here, super easy. And honestly, I had no issues like with it leaking. I had no issues with any of that. Only time it would leak is, I wouldn't say you could sleep with this on. I wouldn't say that you could just be doing a ton of like lifting and bending, anything like that. But if you were just doing like everyday stuff, folding laundry, washing dishes, chasing your kids around, I would even use this in the store when I was picking up my groceries. It was very discreet. You would never know I was even wearing them. It does not make a sound at all. Let me see if I can just turn it on and play it. This one might be dead. Are they both dead? Sorry guys, I forgot to charge it. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. I know that they have a newer one, which I've never tried, but I do have some friends that said that they love that one as well. This is just my, might say my go-to because I've already tried it. It's true. It's absolutely amazing. And I am just so thankful that it's lasted with my first pregnancy and the second time around too. Because it's just done wonders. I'm so thankful for these. Okay, and now I want to go ahead and talk about how I stored my breast milk and kind of like how I traveled, things like that. Which honestly is not as hard as you would think. Of course, like I said, I mainly would take these with me when I was traveling because these were just the easiest things to just pop in your bra and pump, and then just whenever you're done, you take them out. Nobody would ever know. I pumped, like I said, in restaurants, in the store. Nobody ever knew. So I absolutely loved it. And then what I would do is usually I would just pump either my fresh milk, go ahead and pour into the bottle, which if you're wanting a good bottle, these are the Comatoma ones. They are, again, a little bit pricey, but they worked amazing with my boys. I used them with both of them. These are actually the same bottles with my first one. I just changed out the nipples. Super easy to clean. That is one reason why I loved these bottles, is there's not 100 parts to them. So you did not have to deal with a lot of cleaning. You know what I mean? So, like this. I can get it out. So here's this one, just this, that. 3 pieces. That is it. Like, it was amazing. And that is one reason why I love these bottles. Not only did my sons, both of them actually did really well with these. Never had any issues. So I highly recommend these, and they're super soft. My son loves to kind of like squeeze on them too. I think it's kind of like a comfort thing, you know. So yeah, I highly, highly recommend this. So normally what I would do is I would put my freshly pumped milk in here, or I would get it ready the night before and put it in the fridge. And if I put it in the fridge, what I would do is bring it this guy, which is kind of like a what do you call those, like a little cooler box thing, you know what I mean. I can't think of the name what you actually call these, but my Spectre came with this, so I figured why not use this. So I would put however many bottles I needed in here. Usually I would pack at least, depending on how long we would go, three bottles would be like maybe, he usually ate every 2 hours. So 2, 4, 6, like if we were gone 6 hours, I'd have like, or 5 hours, I'd have like 3 bottles just in case. And I would put like the ice packs in here that would keep them cold. And whenever I was ready to take one out and use it, that is when I would use a bottle warmer. I believe this one is called the Mom Cozy, which I will link it down below. I bought it from Amazon, and so it looks like this. You charge it right here, and then you just turn it on here, and then you adjust the temperature right here. I always done like body temperature, so 98 degrees for my bottles. And it has different adapters, which I love, and it comes with all of them. So like I said, I'm going to link it below because it's absolutely amazing. And what you would do is you would take your bottle, again, different adapters, different bottles, same machine though, so that's pretty awesome. You would just screw it on right here. The milk is already inside. You will twist it and then hold it upside down. Turn it on, hit your degrees, and it normally would take 2 minutes, give or take. About 2 minutes though to warm up the bottle. Then you just twist it back off, unscrew it, and then put your other one back on without dropping it like I did. I'm so clumsy today, guys. Can you tell it's my Monday? Anyway, so then there you go. It's ready for baby. So I absolutely love that. And that's honestly how I went everywhere, is I would either put my fresh pumped milk in there, or I would have my fridge milk in something like this with the ice cube packs, and there we go. And honestly, it would keep it cold. I didn't ever have to worry about my milk getting ruined because this worked amazing. So that is pretty much what I did. Now, whenever I was pumping at home and I used this one, which I do feel like this one probably got the most milk out. It wasn't a big difference, maybe about ½ an ounce on my slacker boob. I did have a slacker, and then maybe an ounce on my right side, which was my perfect one that got the most, I guess you could say. So when I did use this one, I would actually, instead of washing the parts every single time, what I would do is use these and put them into one of these bags here, the breast milk bags. This is the Up and Up brand. I think I'm pretty sure I got these online at Amazon, or probably got these at Walmart. I'll link them down below. These have worked amazing. I know people have talked about the Medela bags, the Lancino bags. Honestly, I think these were the cheapest, and I never had a problem with them leaking or anything. But like I was saying, I would pour my milk from here into this, and then I would just rinse this with water, not soap or anything. Didn't even take all the parts off. Just kind of rinse this really fast. And I would put these in a Ziploc bag. So any Ziploc bag, and just put them in here. Just like this. And then stick them in the fridge. And then just the end of the day, I would wash everything, because exclusively pumping, if I washed every time I pumped, oh my goodness, that's all I would do is wash bottles and wash pumps. So this definitely was a lifesaver when I figured out this tip, and definitely helped me throughout the day, especially on the busy times. So I highly recommend doing this when you're pumping, because it kind of helps your sanity. Speaking of these bags, they, like I said, they're absolutely amazing. They have where you can put the date, volume, your name, time if you wanted. Only thing I ever done was put the date and how much I got. So I would put one of these, my milk, in there. And if you're going to be freezing, what I recommend is freezing them flat, because it's going to be easier for you to stack. It's going to be easier for you to save space in your freezer. And then once you have enough that is frozen and that is stacked, do the brick method, which I can insert a picture or something above for you, so that way you know what I'm talking about. And this is going to save you the most room and be the most efficient, I feel like, especially if you are an overproducer, so you're going to be saving a lot, or maybe just any reason you would want to. Like, I did not ever go buy a deep freezer, but I did use up our freezer pretty full. So I had to make sure I had enough room for what milk I was making and storing. Okay, and then this part of the video, I just want to talk about all the tips and tricks that I did when I was trying to increase my milk supply. Even with my first son, I was never an overproducer. Most of the time, I would consider myself an underproducer or like just enough. Thankfully, this time around, I was able to make enough, and usually I would make one extra bottle at the end of the day, which was perfect for somebody, especially with their first. There was nobody in my family that had ever breastfed before. I think my mom had like tried it for a little bit, but it was just never for her. And my sister, it was just never for her as well. So there was really nobody in my family that has ever breastfed. So I kind of went into this not knowing anything. And I didn't really do much research, to be honest. So when I started, because I kind of, I guess, thought it would just come and it would be easy, something that's just natural, but I was definitely wrong. So when I had my first one, it was just a lot more than what I had realized. So I had exclusively pumped with him all the way until 6 months, and then from then I just never could get my supply up. I never could just make enough. I was always having to do combo feed to substitute with the formula. So I just got very discouraged, and I let that get the best of me and decided to quit, which, like we always say, fed is best. So that is totally fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. Definitely not against it. But I was just somebody that I just really wanted to make enough breast milk for my baby, because that is just something personal I wanted to do. Of course, I accepted the fact if I couldn't, that was totally okay. But I knew the second time around, I wanted to try to do whatever I could to make sure I could give my baby breast milk. So that's exactly what I done, and I looked up every single tip, watched every single video I could to figure out all the things that would help. And again, everybody is different, but I'm just going to share a few things that definitely helped me. Went from not making enough to making the right amount to making one extra bottle, which is amazing. And then there would be some random days if I got extra pumps in there that I would make like 2 or 3 extra bottles. Never became an overproducer, but definitely made that little bit extra just to be able to save a bottle here and there, which was amazing for someone that was an underproducer. So the number one tip I have for you is making sure you are using the correct flange size. I did not know this until the second time around, and I did not think it would make such a big difference, but when I tell you it does, like, I can't shout it out enough, like how much of a difference it actually made. So all pumps usually come with a 24 millimeter, which is exactly what my Spectra did, and my LV pump. But I was a 21 millimeter. So I actually went on Amazon and paid $14, which wasn't bad at all, for a new set. And it actually came with another one of these. The bottles came with another one of the suction things. Came with another one of these. And it came with this, which these do kind of snap off. And it has right here 21 millimeter, which I think this one is actually used for Medela, but it said it worked with the Spectra. So I bought it, and ever since I went to the 21 millimeter, the first time I used it, I already made an extra like 1.5 ounces. Like, getting the correct flange size is everything, and that is the number one tip I highly recommend. Another tip that I recommend is drinking water. I know we say that, we preach about it literally, but water. Staying hydrated is so important, especially when you are pumping. Especially, you know, when you're already taking so much out of your body, just to keep you full, to keep you hydrated is just so important. I could tell on the days when I drank enough water how much I would make at the end, because usually like the mornings I'm going to make the most, and at the end of the day is when I make the least amount. And I could tell a difference when I had drank water all day and when I did not drink water, because when I wouldn't drink water hardly that day, or get the right amount that I needed. My nighttime pump, when I'd say like I would make maybe half an ounce, like I'm not kidding at all. Like it was so bad. But when I started drinking more water, I definitely could see an increase in my supply. Another thing I highly recommend drinking actually is coconut water. And they have a lot of electrolytes in there. It's really hydrating, honestly. And honestly, it tastes really good. But if you are somebody that doesn't like coconut water, I always added the white cranberry juice to it. They have different flavors like the strawberry, mango, peach, different things like that. I'll actually list it below so you know what I'm talking about. But it was easier to drink the coconut water like that. And for drinking those, my husband always laughed because he would say, "Are you drinking your booby juice?" And I was like, yes, I am drinking that. Because I think it helped so much in producing, because it kind of tasted good. It was a little treat, a little sweet, where it would remind me to actually to drink. So I think I don't know if there's really any science behind the coconut water itself in producing more breast milk, but I do believe that because I did drink a lot of it, that I did produce more because it's just so hydrating. So another thing that I would use, especially if I had like a cold, would be these. I bought them at Walmart, and these are the Legendary Milk Pump Princess capsules. What they do is they optimize breast milk production, promotes milk flow, and contains black cumin seed, fennel seed, and other supportive herbs for breast milk. And anytime I was sick, didn't feel good, I would try to take something because I noticed my milk would decrease anytime I was sick, or if I had to like be on an antibiotic or just anything like that. This definitely helped get my milk back up. It does say to take 2 capsules 3 times a day and take with food and drink. I never had any side effects with it. And honestly, it's not something that I would continue. But if you do notice that it just kind of, your breast milk just kind of went down for no reason at all, or maybe you were sick or something and that's why it decreased and you just need a little extra oomph to get it back up, I highly recommend these because these worked amazing the week I had a cold. Definitely helped because I noticed when I wasn't taking anything and I was just sick, my milk was just decreasing. Of course, I think just because your body's already fighting off the sickness and everything. So having this that week especially definitely helped with my milk supply. Another thing I would highly recommend is power pumping. When I say I notice a huge difference when I would power pump, you're not going to usually see results overnight by power pumping or the next day. But if you do it for a week or two, and at least a week or two, and you will see such a huge difference with the power pumping. Like, it was insane. I would normally try to power pump at least twice a day, if not once a day. So I would do in the mornings and at night, or if I only done once a day, I always done it at night when my kids were asleep. So what you do with power pumping is you pump 20 minutes, take 10 minutes off, pump 10 minutes, another 10 minutes off, and then one more 10 minutes. And yes, you're supposed to do it like for a whole hour or something with the on and off. But it helped me so much. And honestly, I have been doing it this whole time because I do believe that is just so important. The power pumping, just for someone that does not make enough, it definitely just sends those signals to your brain like, hey, I need you to pump more. My baby needs this. Especially in my case when I never could get my baby to latch. I had to just pump from the get-go. I definitely think that helped with like mimicking cluster feeding and all of that. And when you are first pumping, the first 12 weeks is when it is how long it has taken for your body to regulate your milk. So I highly recommend, especially the first 12 weeks, you pump in at least 8 to 10 times a day. And I will insert a picture here of a pumping schedule that I used. I also love it because it shows like how much it recommends like I believe it says all the way, pump 8 times all the way to like 4 months or something like that. And then you can go down to 6 times a day. It's just really neat. And it was a schedule that I have been following that has helped me along the way. And it just kind of helped me stay on track. It also had like different times that you could choose from. Like I would always pump first thing 6 in the morning and always pump at like 8 at night. So it had like a good schedule for you to go by. I will list it, of course, you know, make a schedule that's going to work for you. If you could get on a pumping schedule, I highly recommend it because it's telling your body like, hey, every time this time we need this amount of milk. So this has definitely been a journey for me and I've absolutely loved it. I'm so thankful that I have been able to produce milk for my baby. Even though I'm not an overproducer at all, I do believe everything I shared today has helped me and has helped me all these months so far, you know, produce the milk that I've needed for my baby. Again, everybody is different and maybe these products will work for somebody, but not everybody. But these are some tips and tricks that I hope helped you in some way. And if nothing else, definitely try them out just to see. But if you have any questions, comment down below, or if there's anything that you recommend that I didn't say, then definitely comment below to help somebody else that might be viewing this video. But again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bye.